Hi there, and welcome back to another Papetti Math YouTube video tutorial, where today I am going to be teaching you, yes you, Algebra 1. And in this video, we're going to be looking at Lesson 4, where we're going to be factoring advanced trinomials now. If you remember in Lesson 2, it was the simple ones. Now we're going to get a little bit more advanced, which is a slightly different method that we use. So in this lesson, you'll practice factoring trinomials where the a term is not equal to 1. Now remember, the a term is the coefficient of x squared in a trinomial. So in lessons 2 and 3, you worked mostly with trinomials that had an a term equal to 1, or a greatest common factor if the a term was not equal to 1. If a trinomial does not have a GCF, this will change how you factor the trinomial. So in exercise number 1, it says to consider the trinomial below, 3x squared minus 13x minus 10. There are many different ways to factor trinomials when the a term is not equal to 1, and there is no GCF. But this lesson, we're going to focus on the AC method. So step 1 in our AC method is to use the figure to the right to figure out the product of a and c. So we're going to use this figure, this x right here, and we're going to look at our a term, which is 3, our c term, which is negative 10, and so we're going to take the product of AC and put in negative 30 in the top portion of the figure, and the b term in the bottom of the figure, so negative 13 in the bottom. Okay, so now we're going to think of two numbers that will multiply to the AC term and combine to result in the b term. And we're going to write them on the left and right side of the figure. So what two numbers would multiply? We're going to multiply to get negative 30, and they'll add to get negative 13. So again, we're multiplying to get 30, and we're adding to get negative 13. So think about it for a moment. And now that you've had a chance to think about it, if you need longer, pause the video. But we have, let's try 15 times 2. And to get that to be a negative 30 and a negative 13, negative 15 and positive 2. Negative 15 times 2 will give me negative 30. And negative 15 plus 2 will give me negative 13. So now that I have my two numbers, place them in the parentheses below. So I'm going to place negative 15 and positive 2. Notice instead of x, the first term is now 3x. So we start off each parenthesis with whatever the a term is, and we just, not 3x squared in each parenthesis, but just 3x in each parenthesis. Just for now, though. Finally, we're going to divide the a term out of one set of parentheses. We must do this because in the beginning of the problem, we multiplied a times c and created an entirely new number. In order to get back to the original c term of negative 10, we have to divide the ac term by a. So one of these parentheses is divisible by 3, this one. So we're going to divide this one by 3, and we get 3x divided by 3 is x. And we get negative 15 divided by 3 is negative 5, and that's what we have here. So our final factored version here is going to be 3x plus 2 times x minus 5. And if we multiply this expression here using distribution or double distribution, what is the result? So let's go ahead and do that. We have 3x plus 2 times x minus 5. And we're going to multiply 3x times x and get 3x squared. 3x times negative 5, that's negative 15x. 2 times x is 2x. And 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. So we are going to be left with 3x squared minus 13x when we combine our like terms, and negative 10. So 3x squared minus 13x minus 10 is exactly what we started with up here. So what we have just done is we factored a trinomial where the a term was greater than 1 using the AC method. And this is the method we're going to use for the remainder of this lesson in our next video. But before you go there, if this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If it was a little bit tricky, more practice will make it easier to understand, I promise. Thank you for watching.